it's given me and my colleague Ben Tunnell great pleasure to be able to pull this event together with great help from Radius Sports Management and Darren Venn. And basically, from my point of view, it's probably one of the most exciting events that we could hold, that sort of celebrates a fantastic cup run that's iconic in the club's history, but also from my perspective really does give back to the local community by way of all of the proceeds going to a fantastic commercial stroke community facility called The Nest, which Jackie's going to tell us more about, and then we'll hear a little bit more about the fixture and how that's been pulled together from Bryan as well. So Jackie, if you could give us a little bit more information on The Nest.
Fantastic, thank you very much, Ben. And firstly, I'd like to thank the football club, Ben and his team and Darren Venn for putting together this, what it will be an absolutely fantastic event, and for choosing the Community Sports Foundation as your chosen charity for all the proceeds to be raising to us. So what is The Nest? So you may have heard a little bit about The Nest, but hopefully I'll provide you a little more detail. So we have two phases to The Nest. Obviously The Nest goes back to our time many years ago, and The Nest for us means a nurturing place where people learn, develop and grow, and that's really what we want this facility to be. So it has two phases. First phase is all about our grass pitches, our residential facilities and our social club, which we're converting into our clubhouse for young people. Our second phase, and that phase has already started, so it will be underway and will be opening in July, so not too long away since we bought the site in April. However, we have our ambitions to build phase two. Phase two is this very large building here. It will be an iconic facility that Norfolk can be very, very proud of. It will be home for CSF and all their activities, but it will also be a place for the local community and beyond Norfolk to come and visit and do many, many different activities. So creating great opportunities for young people, young and old, trying to realise their potential, but also inspiring them to get them involved in education, skills and development. However, we do need a huge amount of funding for this. So we're confirming at the moment, we're working with lots of different partners and different funders to try and secure lots of money before we can go out with our exact design so we can really see the pictures. But this event will be a fantastic opportunity to celebrate the history of the football club, and we're very proud to be involved in it, and we think it would be such a fantastic day that Bryan and his team will be pulling together. So any further questions I can do on The Nest, please feel to ask me at the end, but I think the game should be the highlight for this. So over to you, Bryan.
I'm not sure if it will be the highlight, but we'll wait and see. I'm obviously delighted to be invited along today by the football club and by Darren Venn and organisers of the event. Norwich City legends. We've played games in the past, local games, local community games, but we've never had one of this ilk, and I think it's great that the idea has been put together, and it's in its early stages at the moment, and team building, but as you can see from the merchandising, myself and Adam Drury and Darren Huckabee have already committed to play Toldo, Zanetti and Bertie. So at the moment we're 3v3, but we have got a few more players in line, and really looking forward to it. I was fortunate to come down earlier this season to meet Francesco when he was over here, and we had a tour of the Nest and the proposed facility, and you know, I've worked with football in the community previously. Obviously Angus was one of the early, well, I think he was underage at one stage. We managed to get him in on a Saturday morning when I was doing Radio Norfolk, and he would enjoy his football for an hour, and that's where, you know, he started. And it's great that we're going to be celebrating not only the anniversary of the football, but hopefully fundraising for another great facility in Norwich and Norfolk. Looking forward to it. The techs have been going, as you've seen with Adam on there. He was in charge of the modern social media. I'm in charge of the old-fashioned phone calls and trying to get the lads together, and it's been quite interesting, the reaction to it. Obviously looking at myself at the moment, I'm just about to come up to my 54th birthday in December, and I will make a pact in front of you guys now and ladies that I will be on a diet from January the 1st in a mission to look as good as Francesco Toldo on the pitch. I think you saw him in his tracksuit, very slim, tall, elegant Italian. I put my Italian suit on today just to mark the event as well, and looking forward to coming up against him. There was some tongue-in-cheek banter when we were over at the sports park, and at one stage he did steal a football and put it up his own shirt. I don't know if we've got pictures of that, but if we have, please show them. If not, I'll make sure that I'll get my own back with him when the game comes round in May. But no, as we've said, it's great that the game's coming here. It's great that we can raise money for you know, the foundation, and I think that once we get this up and running, once we get the community behind it, the fans behind it, I'm sure we'll have a great event come May, and hopefully there'll be lots of funds raised as well. So the criteria for inclusion in the squads is obviously all players from the UEFA Cup '93 run, Norwich Hall of Fame members from '93 or later, Norwich City Player of the Year. So I think Grant Holt might be, just to give one away. Full internationals. I'll let you think about that. And anyone who's played probably 100 or more appearances for the club. So that's criteria for inclusion in the squad. There might be a few disappointed candidates out there that might not get a phone call from me, but once we get the calls out there, as Ben said, there'll be players named periodically. Yeah.
I'd also like to kind of end by thanking Aviva for their support. They've sponsored the event, and they continue to support us. And all of the proceeds from the event will go directly to the nest. So we encourage fans to purchase the tickets, come and enjoy the game, and I'm sure we'll win.
A lot of these charity games tend to have sort of a manager. Are you hoping to maybe get Mike Walker back to sort of manage the team, or will you sort of lead the team in that way?
Mike's phone is ringing out on the beach in Cyprus at the moment, but he will be contacted. And I've got other ways and means of getting hold of Mike. I've been speaking with his son Ian, who's also coaching out in China, currently over in America. So again, might be another name that we can mention once we get confirmation.
Even if you have to go out to Cyprus yourself.
That's potential as well.